Nat was a small man who spent an even smaller amount of time on the show, but should he have lived longer? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, and here we are back with another The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live theory video. More of a question video, really, and we're asking the question, should Nat have survived longer in the show? Now, Nat gets introduced in episode 2, a little bit similar to Okivar in episode 1, who was a one-episode character. Nat, in the end, turns out to be a one-episode character. He's introduced and quickly becomes part of Michonne's group, alongside Bailey and Aiden. Baden and Ailey die pretty early in the episode. Nat, though, makes it probably around the 75% mark of the episode. He gets about 3/4 of the way through before, unfortunately, getting shot in the chest by a CRM soldier. Now, he did have a pretty big impact. He was the one with the explosive arrows, and he did take the helicopter out of the sky, and I think we can conclude that he is responsible for killing Okivar. Now, we can't 100% confirm it, however, we do know that Okivar dies after an explosive arrow pierces the cockpit, impales him in the stomach, and then causes Okivar to explode. And obviously, in this episode, Nat was the one firing explosive arrows. So, yeah, I mean, that would tell you that Nat was the one that killed Okivar. However, when you see Nat shooting at the helicopter, his first arrow misses, and then his second arrow hits the helicopter on the side, which wouldn't really make much sense because Okivar was in the cockpit and the arrow impaled the front of the helicopter, it smashed through the window and then went into Okivar. So surely for the arrow to kill Okivar, you would need to hit the helicopter directly head on, and we didn't see Nat do that. Now, that might have just been an error, maybe it was a filming error that they've made. However, I think we can say that Nat is responsible for killing Okivar, and then a CRM soldier manages to take Nat down. So, was he killed too early? I think he was. Now, he is similar to Okivar in a sense that he just got introduced and they killed him straight away. He probably was the best character that was introduced in episode 2. Not that there was that many to choose from, but he was certainly better than the rest. Now, in terms of his death, he dies shortly after Michonne finds Rick. She takes the mask off of Rick and she's found him. Then one of the CRM soldiers finds Nat with a bullet to the chest, and then after an emotional farewell to Michonne, he kind of passes away before he could even finish his sentence. Now, was he killed too early? I'm going to say yes, because we've just seen that the CRM tear gassed Nat and his crew, and they took away people that were very precious to Nat. They took away some of Nat's loved ones, and obviously Rick is with the CRM, whether he wants to be or not. He is a part of that group, so I thought at least it would have been good to see Nat and Rick interact and to see how Nat responded to Rick, considering he is partly responsible for the death of his people. I thought it would have been good to see how the CRM arrived on the scene, how they would have responded to Nat, and whether they would have took him back to the camp, considering that he is a dwarf. I think there was definitely some things that they could have done. I'm not saying that he should have lasted the entire season, but I do think they had at least a couple more scenes in this Nat character before killing him. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen Nat confront Rick, and I would have liked to have seen the CRM arrive, and what they would have done with Nat. Would they have concluded that he was the one that shot down the choppers? I mean, what would have happened? We don't know, because one bullet to the back, Nat is no longer with us, and it just feels like they've introduced another decent character, and then before we know it, they've eliminated that character. So, yeah, no, pretty strange. Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, it's been okay. It's been pretty decent so far, but they killed off the best character in episode 1, and then Nat is probably the best character they introduced in episode 2, and they've killed him off too. I just think there was a little bit longer in the shelf life for Okivar and Nat. For me, they should have been around a bit longer, at least a couple of episodes, but it hasn't happened for whatever reason. I wonder if that's going to be the theme though. Will this show continue in that trend where they introduce new characters every episode and those characters are only a one-episode character? Based on what we've seen with Okivar and Nat, that might be the case. Or maybe they just wanted to surprise us. Maybe they wanted to try and give us 2 shocking deaths, and then going forward, they will try to introduce a more core character group that could be something that we see, or maybe it's just going to be like it has been in the first 2 episodes, and nobody is safe, and pretty much anybody can die at any moment despite just being introduced. Anyway, guys, let me know down below, do you think Nat died too early, or do you think his death was perfect? What would you have done? Personally, like I said, I think that he could have died in episode 2. I would have just had it be towards the end of episode 2, or at least a little bit later. I think he had at least a few more scenes in him. I think he had a scene where he spoke and confronted Rick, and I think he had a scene where the CRM arrived and they confronted him. So, yeah, that's 2 scenes, 2 opportunities I think they missed out on. But let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Been Fog Entertainment, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.